You know what I mean? Make those adjustments.
And the ability to land hard shots in so tight.
In tight.
Crazy.
Yes, really tight positions.
And so accurate. Just inches away from him when he's landing these right hooks. Yeah. Oh my God, what a performance.
Yeah.
Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
Just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford.
Make those adjustments. And the ability to land hard shots in such a tight, crazy tight position and so accurate, just inches away from him when he's landing these right hooks. Oh my God, what a performance. However, Crawford just won his debut at 154 and stated that if the money is right, everyone wants to fight. How do you feel about that matchup? With people saying the weight and all that, everyone wants to fight me, calling me out and everything, and I say, I have nothing to gain with Graw. Joe Rogan has offered his thoughts on the possible bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, which is among the most awaited bouts. Who better to get into the specifics of this fictitious fight than two of the world's top boxers, with radically different fighting styles going up against each other? Combat sports enthusiast and UFC commentator Joe Rogan explained how this battle might proceed. If you've ever heard Rogan discuss fighting, you know he delves deep and doesn't simply skim the surface. Canelo is a serious fighter, according to Rogan, who goes on to discuss what makes the Mexican superstar so unique. His power, vicious body shots, and crazy head movements cause men to reevaluate their careers. Rogan continued by describing Canelo's style in the ring as being all about control. He doesn't rush and instead takes his time taking down opponents, and those body shots are career-ending. Excellent. Though Rogan acknowledges that Canelo has certain weaknesses, particularly when facing cunning boxers who know how to remain out of range, he still thinks that Canelo will make Crawford pay if he is stuck on the inside. You could hear the admiration in Rogan's voice as he turned to face Crawford.
I think he's bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird, you know, because you'd have to gain like, what, 20 pounds?
Yeah.
But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, you know what I mean? Catch weight. We can do something at a catch weight.
What weight you think?
Probably like 160 or something.
But you said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 158.
Rogan described Crawford as just brilliant, saying that he is one of those fighters who can do it all. Fight southpaw, fight orthodox, and adjust on the fly. According to Rogan, he is like a chess grandmaster there, and he emphasized his speed and accuracy as his greatest strength. The main worry Rogan raised was whether Crawford could handle the height and strength of someone like Canelo. This man not only hits punches, but he does so precisely where he wants to, and his footwork makes it seem like he's floating. He also knows how to control distance better than most people. Canelo is a tank, but Crawford has been gaining weight and looking fantastic. Outboxing Spence is one thing, but Canelo's influence and strength are quite another. Canelo continues coming up in the bottle. That's strange, in my opinion, because you would need to put on about 20 pounds. However, they claim that's the money fight, the mega fight, and the only thing that makes sense for Terence CRT. You get what I mean, though. When it comes to choosing a winner, we can do anything at a catch that is probably about 160 or whatever you mentioned, like 154. The high you want to hit is 158. Rogan stated that if they fight at a catch weight, it might go either way, but he also didn't take the easy route. Rogan added that this is one of those bouts where you don't even care who wins. You just want to watch two experts of their trade battle it out. It would be crazy in 2023. Crawford might have the advantage because he won't be carrying a lot of extra weight, but if it's at super middleweight, that's Canelo's territory. And Canelo Alvarez signed a huge $100 million deal with PBC, which is expected to help the promotion reach new heights of domination in the world through 3 high-profile fights. The deal ended with Canelo's September 2024 showdown against Edgar Berlanga. So, although the goal of the deal was to establish PBC's reputation among the top boxing organizations, the result fell well short of its high expectations, even though Canelo easily won all 3 fights and received his anticipated $100 million payday. PBC never saw any financial success since his carefully selected rivals, Charlo, Jaime Munguia, and Berlanga, failed to produce the exploding pay-per-view figures needed to justify such a large expenditure instead of increasing revenue. According to a recent update from Rick Glazer, Canelo seems unconcerned about escalating the financial chaos surrounding Al Haymon's PBC boxing career. These matchups failed to impress in terms of commercial impact, and instead of promoting PBC to international supremacy, Canelo's decisions have only made the organization's financial problems worse. Multiple reports indicate that PBC is currently saddled with an enormous $900 million debt, with few, if any, paths toward recovery. Matchmaker Rick Glazer recently asked X for his opinion on the possible matchup between IBF super middleweight champion William Skull and Canelo Alvarez. Glazer expressed concerns about the fight's financial feasibility, pointing out that Skull is not well known among American fans. He also pointed out that Canelo, who is from Guadalajara, would anticipate a sizable guaranteed purse, which, when combined with Skull's low marketability, lessens the fight's appeal as a lucrative event. There are rumors that Canelo will face German IBF World 168-pound champion William Skull at the Amazon Prime PPV event on May 3rd, but why would PBC want that fight to be a no-sell? Canelo will want his customary big guarantee to take on a man that the American public has never heard of, he wrote on X. Glazer stated that given its current financial issues, PBC truly cannot afford to engage in another costly litigation that generates little revenue. In a critical rebuke for years, Glazer added, "This fight makes no financial sense for PBC, and PBC is definitely no longer in position to lose money. This fight would be very foolish for PBC, but this type of buffoonery would be coming from the same PBC that has lost $900+ million over the last 10 years, boxing the PBC way." Despite constant criticism, rumors about PBC's troubles have surfaced, ranging from issues finding new talent to worries about its financial stability. Al Haymon, the PBC's mastermind, has kept the organization afloat, but experienced boxing analyst Rick Glazer warns that PBC may be nearing the end of its life. He points out a revolution in the sport led by Saudi royal His Excellency Turki Alek that might make PBC obsolete. In an article from last year, Glazer harshly slammed PBC, claiming that the organization is betraying its fighters by keeping them dormant and not paying off its $900 million debt. According to Business Insider, the PBC is reportedly struggling with a $900 million deficit, which has resulted to a major cutback in their yearly pay-per-view events. Previously averaging around 40 PPVs annually, they have already failed to reach even 10 this year. According to Rick Glazer, holding the Canelo Skull bout might make their financial problems worse rather than better. Ticket prices are on the list rather than better, including congressional skeletons for the 2015. When Glazer published the X post, a commenter asked, "Love your honesty as always. As for a fight on PBC, who else would you propose besides Crawford?" This begs the crucial question of what their future holds. In response, Glazer noted that Terence, except for a fight with David Benavidez, Crawford was the only fighter who could offer both financial gain and competitive thrill. We already know that Canelo isn't fighting Benitez, and Glazer clarified that Crawford is the only man who would have any significance outside from him. Although Canelo has not expressed much interest in fighting David Benitez, Terence Crawford offered PBC the perfect combination of elite talent and commercial appeal. A fight between Canelo and Crawford could help them overcome their financial difficulties and provide the high-stakes spectacle that boxing fans desire, but it might not completely relieve the financial strain on Al Haymon and PBC. Such a huge event would greatly increase their revenue, bring them closer to the high expectations associated with Canelo's $1 million contract. In 2023, Hall of Famer and ESPN boxing expert Timothy Bradley Jr. thinks Terence Crawford will beat Saul Canelo Alvarez. On his YouTube channel, Bradley argued for Crawford. Everyone is talking about how much weight he claimed, and it's true that Crawford only recently dropped from welterweight for 154 pounds, while Alvarez has been fighting at 168 pounds since late 2020. He also said, "Oh, he's gonna knock him out." When the hell was the last time Canelo knocked someone out? It's been a while since Alvarez stopped someone. He last defeated Caleb Plant in November 2021, but since then he hasn't been able to defeat elite opponents like Gennady Golovkin, who is 40 years old, or Dimitri Bivol, who gave him a rare loss. But more worrisome is his incapacity to store. Among the fighters regarded as being far below his level are Edgar Berlanga and John Ryder D. Mongier. Even naturally gifted junior middleweight João Charlo fought Canelo to the end. Even though he was completely outclassed by the current super middleweight champion, Bradley said, "You guys can stop with that. He's gonna knock Crawford out. Come on, man. Didn't we just witness someone battle a man who was, quote, despite being 50 pounds heavier than Crawford, Canelo is the same height as Crawford and isn't a natural 168-pound fighter. Usyk is undoubtedly a fantastic fighter, but Crawford is the only one who can figure it out. Bradley highlighted Crawford's ability to limit an opponent's attack with well-timed counters, pointing out that his 74-inch reach was 3 and 1/2 inches longer than Canelo's. Given Alvarez's already low punch volume, Bradley thinks Crawford might outpoint him by staying at range. Don't flee the fight just yet. Keep punching him with straight, sharp blows between Canelo's looping hooks to wear him down. Canelo, Bradley remarked, "Remember what you said, easy fight, easy fight, easy fight, easy fight," in reference to the unified super middleweight title holder's apparent avoidance of David Benavidez, mimicking Canelo's higher-pitched voice. Some astute analysts, the majority of boxing experts, agree with boxing expert Echo Bradley that the substantial size and power disparity may overshadow Crawford's skill level. As he sipped his drink at the end of the video, Bradley, who is known for his strong opinions, declared, "I'm going to get back to my haterade." It seemed clear that Alvarez would make the decision regarding whether or not the boxing match would take place. In his most recent fight, Bud advanced to the 154-pound weight class and defeated Israel Madoff via decision, earning him the WBO interim super welterweight title. Meanwhile, David Benavidez has shared his thoughts on a possible fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Crawford's flawless 4,100 professional record demonstrates his supremacy in the ring, With his latest victory over Edgar Berlanga in a super middleweight match, Canelo is regarded as one of the best fighters of his time. The renowned Mexican champion has an amazing February 2nd 62 record throughout his illustrious career. While praising Crawford's abilities,
Turkey Al-Sheikh say that he sent you an offer possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look, I'm 100% focused on this fight, and then we'll see.